Hello students, welcome to the biology class. This section comprises of Unit 1, that is diversity in the living world. This unit it comprises of various chapters, and through these chapters you will get a description including classification of animals and plants from a taxonomist's perspective. Before we start, let's know what biology is. The term biology is derived from a Greek word bios, that means life, and logia, which means study of. Okay, so biology means study of life. Biology is the study of life and living organisms. So what is life? Life can be defined as the property or quality of the living organisms that distinguishes from dead or non-living in some functions like growth, metabolism, response to stimuli, and reproduction. The first chapter of this unit is the living world. How wonderful is the living world! The wide range of the living types is amazing. The extraordinary habitats in which we find living organisms, be it cold mountains, deciduous forests, oceans, freshwater lakes, deserts, or hot springs, leaves us speechless. The beauty of a galloping horse, of the migrating birds, the valley of flowers, or the attacking shark, it evokes awe and deep sense of wonder. The ecological conflict and cooperation among members of a population and among populations of a community, or even the molecular traffic inside a cell, makes us deeply reflect on what indeed a life is. So when we try to define living, we conventionally look for distinctive characteristics exhibited by living organisms. So the characteristics of living organisms or living things includes growth, reproduction, metabolism, and response to stimuli. Let us try to understand each one of these. First one is the growth. Growth is an important characteristic feature of living beings. The increase in mass and number. Non-living objects also grow in mass by accumulation of material on its surface. Growth is a living being growth in a living being, it takes place due to internal processes, that is by the process of cell division. Plants show continuous growth throughout their lifespan, while animals show growth up to a certain age. Next is reproduction. All living beings produce their offspring by the process of reproduction. Offspring means their young ones, okay? Reproduction is an important process for continuing the lineage of a species. There are two types of reproduction. One is sexual reproduction and the other one is asexual reproduction. You all have studied about the types of reproduction in your previous standards. So fungi, it reproduces by asexual spores. Yeast and hydra, they reproduces by budding. Planaria or the flatworms by the process of regeneration. Unicellular organisms like bacteria, unicellular algae or amoeba, it reproduces in synonymous with growth, that is increase in number of cells. Next characteristic of living organism is the metabolism. All living organisms are made of chemicals belonging to various classes, sizes and functions. The chemicals within a living organism are constantly being made and changed into some other biomolecules. So the sum total of all the chemical reactions occurring in our body is termed as metabolism. Metabolism is again of two types, anabolism and catabolism. No non-living objects they exhibits metabolism. So the last one is the response to external stimuli. Living organisms, they respond to their surroundings or environment, isn't it? So respond to environmental stimuli could be physical, chemical or biological. Plants respond to external factors like light, water, temperature, other organisms, pollutants and many more. Organisms can sense and respond to environmental cues. Photoperiod affects reproduction in seasonal breeders, both plants and animals. Organisms handle chemicals entering their bodies and aware of their surroundings. Human beings, the only organism which has self consciousness. Therefore, all of these characteristics are the defining property of the living organisms. In the next videos, we'll learn more about diversity in the living world.